So today I wanted to talk about the consequences and the double bind that the narcissist plays you in. You're gonna bear with me. I am also going to feed the cats at the same time, so just bear with me. So I was speaking to a client today, and something came up that comes up a lot, and it prompted me to want to talk to you about it. So what often happens is you'll have an agreement in place. It might be formal, it might be informal. So court order or just something between the two of you. And they decide that they want to do something different, but they don't want to ask permission, or they don't want to negotiate, or they don't want to discuss it. They just do it without asking. And it's something that might impinge upon your time with the children. It might completely be outside of the court arrangement, but they'll do it anyway. So for example, they might book an activity in your time, or they might book a holiday that encroaches upon your time. They won't tell you about it till after it's done, and you're kind of put in that double bind because you say no, and obviously they'll get mad at you. They will tell you that you're not being child focused, that you're being selfish, that you're not putting the children first, you're disappointing the children. They'll obviously tell the children that the reason that you can't do X, Y, and Z is because of you. It's all your fault. And then you're placed in that position of, oh God, what do I say to the children? The alternative is to say, yeah, okay, fine, but don't do it again. Which doesn't work either, because once you've done it once, they take it as, oh, well, I can do it again. And they kind of set that precedent going forward. And so you're caught in that double bind in these situations of, do I say yes and risk the long-term consequences, or do I say no and suffer the short-term consequences, but set a very clear boundary? And whilst I would always say take it on an individual point-by-point basis, it's being aware that there are consequences to both. If you say no now, then you get that fallout. You get the barrage of text telling you that you're selfish, you're not child focused, you are you're damaging their relationship with the children. They bring the children into it. The children might come home to you and say, why are you doing this? Blah, blah, blah. And yeah, that's tough. Absolutely. But it's showing your children actually that there is a boundary. Now, when the children come to you to talk to you about this, I wouldn't necessarily give them the full detail. But what I would do is I would reinforce that, number one, this is an adult issue. So if they come home and blame you, you can say something like, well, actually, it's a lot more complicated than that. And it's something that is between me and your mum, or me and your dad. And they shouldn't have brought you into this. It's not for you to worry about. So again, you're showing your children that you respect and you're protecting them. You don't want them to be caught in the middle of this. You are not bringing them into the conflict. You are protecting a boundary. You're also showing your children subconsciously, which they may not appreciate at the time, but in the long run they will, which is, how do they deal with this father or mother? Because they're going to learn from you, how do they set boundaries? Because the parent is going to use the exact same behaviours with them. They're going to ride roughshod over them. They're going to dictate and control what they can and can't do. And so they're looking to you to teach them, how do you do that? So saying yes, although, yeah, it's like, boom, ripping a Band-Aid off can be very painful, and there is still a lot to think about with that. It actually has more positives than if you say yes. So saying no, I'm not sure if I got that the right way around then, but saying no to what they've done and putting the boundary in place and letting them face the consequences of their own actions. So if they lose money, it's their money. They shouldn't have done it in the first place. That's not your fault. You've done absolutely nothing wrong. Versus saying yes, which you might not get the immediate backlash. The kids might get to go on holiday or do an activity, but what you've shown is you've shown the children, just bend over for them. You've also shown them, the ex, the narcissist, that they can do that. That they can just demand, they can do something and you won't put any thing in their way. So they'll just keep taking. I was describing it to this client as like, they're like a goblin, and they're like, this is mine, and I'll take that, and I'll take that, and I'll take that, and I'll take that, and I'll take that. And that's what they'll do. When you say yes, they'll just keep taking. So for you, it's about going, actually, this is mine, and this is my protective space. Now, whether that be time or whatever it is putting that boundary in place and holding firm, knowing there will be consequences. It's whether you want to take the short-term consequences and the pain and the backlash versus the longer-term consequences they're going to keep taking from you. Once you've let them have a little bit first, they will keep taking and taking and taking and taking. And before you know it, it's out of hand and that you've got nothing left. And you're also showing your children that it's best just to say yes, which doesn't help them with that boundary. By the way, there's no judgment with you doing that. It's really hard to say no to these people. It feels almost impossible because you're stuck in that fear of their whatever comes next. But in terms of breaking free, and also from the court process, if you've got an agreement in place, you need to feel you can lean on it. This is why ambiguous court orders are a pain in the neck. But what you need is a strong court order. And if you don't have a strong court order and there's ambiguity, these loopholes are being manipulated, then as and when you think it's built up enough that this is becoming really problematic, you can look to make a change in that court order. You can ask for it to be reviewed. Now, you could do that between the two of you. You could do that through mediation. You could do that through solicitors, or you can do it through court, depending on what you think your ex would agree to. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that point up about the consequences. Short-term pain, long-term, much more pain, in my opinion. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm not saying it's easy. I just wanted to share that example with you. Do leave a comment. Don't forget to share it if you think it's useful as well. And now I'm going to finish feeding the cats.